Morning I realized one of my plant is already done and it didn't even started, which I'm very upset and disappointed at. Is basically it bolted and is the end cycle of my bok choy. And I'm gonna tell you and show you an early sign. If you look in the middle of your bok choy, you're gonna see this one right here. We have a lot of baby leaves. That right there. See it right there? That's all small leaves. Those are gonna keep growing and that's gonna produce well. But if you look at this one right here, look at that right there. Look at that bud right there that's growing. That's not leaves. See that? That's a sign right there. Our plant is bolted. Now, this is very crucial time. As soon as you notice the plant is bolted, you got to make a quick decision, especially if you want to eat the leaves. If you leave this plant like this, the leaf will turn a lighter green, even come to yellow. You will lose the flavor. It will taste bitter. And then you're going to notice the plant is going to grow tall. And when it grows tall, it's going to produce flowers, yellow flowers basically. And once it produces the yellow flowers, it's basically the seeding process. It will produce seeds, which you could go ahead and save the seeds and never have to buy bok choy seed again. So that's one win-win situation. The other one is that you're wasting space and you're wasting time and you lose your whole plant basically. The other thing what you could do if you want to eat the leaves, you have to harvest right away. Harvest all the leaves right away, pull out the plant root, which I'm going to show you right now, and then compost the roots back. The downfall, we lose the plant. We're not going to get any more growing production from the plant. Once it's bold, it's bold. There's no coming back from the plant. What you could do to avoid this problem, you could use a shaded clot, especially summertime, or what you could do is plant in a shaded area. You want to get at least about 6 hours of sun. You don't need a lot of sun. This plant bolt because we had a couple days when it went up to like 77 degrees. Now the question is, when do you harvest a bok choy leaf? What size? Listen, you could harvest a bok choy leaf small. It doesn't matter because you could get baby bok choy. So come from the outside. I always tell people, or harvest from the outside. You could harvest a 4-inch leaf, it's not a problem. Or if you want to get more bigger leaves, you could harvest from the outer here. Look at this. Oh my God, look at this. Look how rich and green my leaves are. Look at that. And it's sitting in middle of the sun. Normally when the sun is beating it down, you'll kind of like lighten up the leaves. But my plant is so healthy and hydrated and nice that they are amazing. And notice I didn't space my plants out very far apart. Let's see, let's average maybe, let's say about 7 to 8 inches apart. That's fine. Now what we have to do is just harvest. Once we harvest, we open up space, we get a better airflow, and our plant will continue growing the smaller leaves, giving us a faster production. Unfortunately, this guy, you could tell, I don't know if you guys could tell, this leaves is much darker than this leaves already. Look at the green from it. See the green from the difference there? That's what I'm talking about right now. We're losing the taste, we're losing the everything from it. So I do not like to do this. Get back that soil there. You could even leave the plant roots in there if you want. I'm gonna try to break it off nicely. I'm gonna give this to my pet pig. I know somebody commented and asked if I eat out my pet pig already. No, I did not. Unless if the apocalypse or something, maybe, but I'm not gonna eat our pet pig. He's a part of the family and he will love this. Look at this right here. That right there, that's gonna be coming into seed later on. It takes a while. I don't need more seeds. If you need seeds, you could do it, but I don't. If the plant is bolted, you could still eat it. There's nothing wrong with it. You could still eat it. Now, the only thing I have to do is to replant another plant over there. I water right now every 2 to 3 days. It depends if that sun comes out back to 77 degrees. I'd like to give it a little bit of water early in the morning or in the evening time just to keep the plant hydrated, not to get stressed out. I fertilize. I will normally fertilize every 3 weeks, and I like to use a little bit more fertilize with more nitrogen inside. Look in the description box. I'm going to leave the fertilizer I'm using right now, and so far it's growing really well. Thank you so much for everybody who's been watching and subscribing to GreenTGarden. Any question I try to answer, please ask. I will try to get back to you. And if you're getting attacked by bugs, you could always do a neem oil spray. You could always do soap and water. and use your hands. Go through your garden every chance you get. Don't leave your gardens for 3-4 days and not do anything, especially if you have a lot of weeds in your garden. You're gonna attract a lot of bugs, so make sure, go ahead, de-weed your garden. I'm a big fan of de-weed. I know a lot of people don't like to remove their weeds. I tell people all the time, why let the weeds share the same nutrients and water and soil with your vegetables? And especially, they bring in a lot of bugs. A lot of bugs I notice hidden with weeds. So get rid of any weeds, compost them, you use them back in your garden. All right, thank you so much for watching Green Tea Garden.